everybody, and welcome back to another DCEU review. This time, I'm going to be talking about the 6th movie in the franchise, and that is Aquaman. Now, I wasn't really too excited to watch this because last movie was Justice League. Justice League was terrible, and Aquaman wasn't even a huge part of it. I don't think he even did anything noteworthy in that movie, but anyway. Sat down and watched this because I said, hey, I'm going to watch all these movies and do it. At least it's not Justice League. I can say that, but it still is a very weird movie. Basically, this movie is like a double-edged sword, or a double-edged trident. I don't think that's a thing, but anyway. Basically, for every cool or enjoyable thing in this movie, there's something really, really, bad that just follows it. For example, you have a really cool chase scene. And then, in the next scene, you have Pitbull rapping Africa. It's just stuff like that throughout the entire movie, where it's like, he has something really cool, and then he has something really just strange right after. And it's like that with pretty much everything in the movie. So let's run down everything. Okay, so you have the music. Music is fine. It's, generic. I won't say it's generic, that's kind of a harsh thing, but I mean, really, it is pretty unmemorable superhero movie music. I did like the main theme, though. That was kind of cool. The actual effects, most of the time the effects actually look pretty good. Very colorful and vibrant, but at the same time, there are some times where it's like, that looks really, really weird. Like, there's a flashback scene where Willem, Dafoe, and young Aquaman are talking, and they have the effects, de-aging effects. And usually that actually looked good in the movie, but this scene just in particular, it just looked weird. So you have stuff like that where it's like, okay, you have some really good effects, but also sometimes some bad effects as well. You also have some cool shots, like I was mentioning, like the really vibrant Atlantis stuff. Sometimes that looks cool, but then other times, you have something that is very, very clearly a green screen, and it just looks like a green screen, which it shouldn't, but it does. And yeah, it just makes it's like you're trying to watch this movie and it's like, wow, that's cool. Oh, I take that back because now it looks awful all of a sudden. Take the trench scene, for example, where they're diving down. That looks really cool. But then you have the stuff on the pier at the lighthouse where Arthur grew up, and that just looks like a green screen. It's just weird. It's weird stuff like that throughout the movie. We go back to this flashback scene. The acting is mostly decent. There's nothing noteworthy, but young Arthur, wow, that was some rough lines that he had to read. Oh, God. He's like, are you saying they executed her for having me? Something like that. I don't know. It's really stupid. So anyway, Justice League kind of, stepped over all the origins for Aquaman and everything about him. So this movie is about basically the origins of Aquaman and him actually getting the trident and the suit and the stuff. And, so, it's cool to see that. You have Ocean Master as the main villain, which makes sense. He's Aquaman's half-brother who's trying to unite the 7 seas to invade Earth because humans are bad and they're gonna attack us so we have to attack them first. Stuff like that you've seen probably before. It's pretty standard stuff. For a secondary villain, you have Black Manta, and he doesn't fit in this movie at all. So first off, him and his dad have this group of, terrorists or whatever. They're attacking a submarine for no reason. They have a grudge against Aquaman, which isn't explained at all. So Aquaman basically wounds Black Manta's dad, and then they get trapped or something. Basically, the submarine's flooding, and Aquaman's dad Black Manta's dad might die. And then Black Manta's like, you have to help us. Aquaman justifiably is like, you just killed a bunch of people and you tried to kill me and you got yourself into this, so you can get yourself out. Which he easily could have, which I'll talk about in a second. But anyway, that's Black Manta's reasoning for why he hates Aquaman so much. And this isn't the last time we see him. But anyway, yeah, Aquaman's dad could have easily gotten himself out of that. If the water... Okay, so his legs are trapped under a torpedo. Torpedoes are heavy, but I'm assuming that if the submarine fills up with enough water, you would be able to, wedge yourself out of it and swim out. I think they'd be fine, but his dad decides to blow himself up anyway. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. So apparently, Black Manta's working with Ocean Master. It's this whole other side plot that just doesn't fit with the movie. Black Manta there's a cool scene in Sicily. This is actually a cool action scene, where Aquaman and Mera are fighting in Sicily, like I just said, and there's Black Manta. But then after he's taken out, he's pretty much out for the whole thing, and I think he's in an after credit scene, I can't remember, but doesn't fit in the movie at all. The movie's already long enough, it's 2.5 hours long. You could have cut all this Black Manta stuff out, and I just would have made it a lot, more contained, a lot smoother pace. So did mention Mera's in the movie, played by Amber Heard. Yeah, there's all those allegations and stuff, and it's very highly likely that she was the one abusing Johnny Depp. Definitely soured the movie, but I don't want to dwell on that too much. The movie also, I think, came out in 2018, which is actually, I didn't mention this in the beginning, I usually do that, but I think I forgot. Yeah, I think it came out end of 2018. Stars Jason Momoa, who's, pretty good. He plays a different kind of Aquaman. I was thinking that maybe the origins would show why his personality is so different from comic book Aquaman. Not that it's a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure it's fairly similar, so I don't know. My main point here is that just for every good thing, there's a not equally, but like more bad thing that follows it. So that's pretty much all I have to say for this movie. This was probably the hardest movie that I had to give a score, and I'm going to give it my score of meh. Again, you guys have to remember, these are very general, broad scores on purpose because these reviews are subjective. They're my opinion. Opinions change. So this might not be my score, a year or two from now. But that's just what I'm feeling right now. I'd say it's meh. Compared to the other movies also. That's also how I did these scores, is they're mostly in comparison to the other movies as well. So it's nowhere near as bad as Justice League or Suicide Squad. But not as good as Wonder Woman, I'd say. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for Aquaman. It's a weird movie. It's got it has good stuff in it, don't get me wrong, but it also has a lot of bad stuff. So maybe watch it once and then just, if you like it, cool. If not, just don't watch it again. But that's going to do it for this review. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.